Let's talk about relationships. Money relationships, to be exact. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your relationship with money? Would you say you guys are a 10 out of 10 and you guys are in the honeymoon phase, you're gonna get married? Or would you say you're in that weird zone where you sometimes get notifications and then other times you get ghosted? What we don't realize is that our childhood often affects our relationships and how we perceive money. For example, if your parents were like mine and they were immigrants, then you probably had a feeling of lack when you thought about money. You always thought that there was never enough. Now, if your parents like to keep up with the Jones, then you probably always thought that money grew on trees. In today's video, we are going to heal your personal trauma and improve your relationship with money by using the 5 love languages. That way you can be on the fast track to building wealth and living life on your terms. A lot of people I work with say that they have a bad emotional relationship with money. So if you want to be a millionaire, then make sure you watch until the end of this video so you can learn all the different tricks on how you can use the 5 love languages to improve your relationship. Hello my coins, welcome back to our channel. My name is Joy, and if you are new, we help millennials build wealth so they can live life on their terms. If you're ready to fix your relationship with money, then give this video a like, and if you're interested in following our wealth journeys, then make sure you subscribe to our channel. Okay, so in any healthy relationship, you need to constantly work on it if you want to improve your relationship. That's why we're going to talk about the 5 love languages and how we can use it to improve your relationship with money. If you are new to what a love language is, it's basically how you like to be loved or appreciated by other people. So if you've never taken this test, then I'll put the link in the description box below. So at the end of this video, you can take this test. I personally love doing this when I'm coaching with other people and when I used to manage a team, because it helps me understand how that person likes to be appreciated. Now, if you stay until the end of this video, I'm going to share with you my personal love language. So if you want to know how to improve your relationship with me, maybe, then watch until the end. Okay, so let's start off with the first love language, which is going to be quality time. So if you're in a relationship, obviously it's spending time with your significant other, but in terms of your relationship with money, I want you to think about how much time are you spending per week or a month thinking about your personal finances. How often are you thinking about what your future goals are? For instance, if you want to buy a home by 30, or maybe you want to retire by 40, then are you on the fast track to getting there? So a lot of people, when they are into this process, will actually spend time using Excel sheets, collecting receipts, and tracking how much they're spending. Now, if you want an example, I have another video that I talk about how to not go broke during a pandemic, which is basically a budgeting Excel sheet that I've been using since I graduated college. So I'll put the card over here. But if you want a pro tip, I actually learned from the book I'll Teach You to Be Rich that if you put all of your expenses on a credit card, then it's easy for you to track all the different categories that you are spending, so you know better ways of how to cut down unwanted spending. Okay, the next love language, number 2, is going to be words of affirmation. So, what are we telling ourselves when it comes to money? Are we telling ourselves that we'll never be wealthy? Are we telling ourselves that we're broke, that we're poor? I want you to think about it like this. You would never let that girl across the room tell you you're poor, right? So like, why are you telling yourself that? So every morning, pro tip, when I wake up, not only do I journal what I'm going to do for the day and what I'm grateful for, but I write down affirmations of what I want in my life in terms of wealth, relationships, all that different thing. So I actually follow this great Instagram account. It's called Third Eye Thoughts. I'll put their screen over here. And sometimes they have affirmations that talk about money or like stepping into wealth. And I actually really do think that this works. So definitely follow follow them, and I'll put the link in the description as well. Okay, love language number 4 is going to be receiving gifts. So this is pretty straightforward, but in a relationship, it would be like if your partner bought you a purse or like a really nice dinner or a car, that type of thing. So with your love language within yourself, we have to ask ourselves, how often are we treating ourselves? Now, for someone who always feels like they live in a world of lack, like I did, I would always feel really bad when I would maybe add guac to my Chipotle, or if I went on like a crazy shopping spree in Soho, I would feel so bad. And here's the thing is like, yes, it is really important that you budget and that you don't overspend, but every now and then it is okay to treat yourself. Here's the thing, it's okay to treat yourself. It's okay to spend money on nice shoes or maybe that trip to Coachella if you really want. Now, the pro tip in this is just knowing how to consciously spend for these type of things. So again, in the book, I'll Teach You to Be Rich, they actually talk about in the chapter conscious spending how to budget. So for instance, the 50-30-20 rule is 50 goes to your living cost, 30% goes to your wants, and then 20% goes to your savings account. Now, everyone's wants are going to be different. For instance, when I was in college, my roommate loved eating out at restaurants, whereas I really loved going to Sephora. So everyone's different. Not everyone's going to prioritize the same thing, and there's no right or wrong, but just know how to treat yourself. And then if you know how to budget, then it's not bad at all. Okay, love language number 4, and that's going to be physical touch. Now, physical touch in a love language can be holding hands, hugs, or just cuddling with each other. Physical touch when it comes to your relationship with money is going to be this guy over here. So here's the thing, love my credit card, love having it on Apple Pay, but sometimes things get a little crazy, you know? So I would say if you have an issue with plastic, it's time to get rid of plastic. I've actually seen a lot of great other YouTubers on here that are living the FIRE or the frugal lifestyle. They'll actually literally put cash for each budget into envelopes. So they'll have an envelope for how often they want to eat out. They'll also have an envelope for groceries and everything else in their budget. So the pro tip with this is that when you have all your money in the envelope, you can only spend that amount for that week or that month. And once you run out, then you can't touch anything else. And I've actually tried this in my early 20s. It got a little crazy because I don't like coins, and then I just like toss the coins out. But I feel like if you are crazy when it comes to your card, then definitely try the cash method. Okay, so the last love language, number 5, is going to be acts of service, or as I like to say in this one, which is going to be work on yourself. They always say that you can't love someone else if you don't love yourself. And I think there is in that like one quote with DVF in The City with Whitney Port or something. DVF basically goes, the most important relationship is the one with yourself. And I agree. I think the most important relationship is the one with you and your bank account. And honey, if you're not working on it or you don't value it and you're constantly waiting for someone else to take care of it for you, then it's not gonna get better. So story time, but when I was growing up, I went to school with a lot of privileged kids, so they all had nice designer clothes, brand new BMW for their Sweet 16, and I was driving the beat up Juno van. So I obviously wanted to fit in and be accepted, so I got a job working at Jamba Juice when I was like 16, so I could like, you know, buy clothes or like do whatever, because I obviously just like wanted to fit in and be cool. But then I realized in 2008 when the recession hit, like my parents obviously were affected and I couldn't always go to them for money, and I realized that one, it doesn't really matter what other people think. You have to care about like what you think with yourself. And also you can't depend on a lover or a family member or anyone else to fund your life. You can only depend on yourself. So what I would say to wrap this whole thing up is the last love language for acts of service or for yourself is just be there to support yourself and don't depend on anyone else. And those are my 5 tips on how to use the 5 love languages to fix your relationship with money. I hope this was helpful. Definitely give it a like if you like this video, and share it with your friends that are working on their relationship with money. I know quarantine has made us reflect on all of our exes and our future relationships, so this is a great time to really work on ourselves. But I would say this, the most important tip out of all of these that I didn't list here is you just gotta put yourself out there. And even though you're doing all of these 5 steps, if you're not putting yourself out there to reach out to mentors or go online to learn tools, then you're not going to get better. You know, you have to put yourself out there on dating apps if you want to find a partner, and you have to put yourself out there to learn if you want to improve your relationship with money. And I think if you've watched until the end of this video, you're definitely on the best track to fixing your relationship with money, because you've watched until the end. And thank you for watching until the end. I will share with you my love language is words of affirmation and quality time. So I appreciate that you spent quality time watching this video. And words of affirmation would be comment below. So I did not do that ironically at all. That literally is what it is. Smash the like button and comment below what your love language is. I'll see you guys in the next week's video. Bye.